Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue with the reference database. Today we'll be going over the AC-130U Spectre, titled Rockwell Lockheed AC-130U Spectre, type aerial gunship. Program, development of new gunship version of Lockheed C-130 Hercules, launched 6th of July 1987, with a $155,233,489 contract to North American Aircraft Operations. Last contract awarded 31st of December 1992, total value $523.9 million. Design features can deliver loads and parachutists over lowered rear ramp and parachutists through side doors. Removable external fuel tanks outboard of engines are standard fittings. Cargo hold pressurized, wing section, NACA 64A318 at root, and NACA 64A412 at tip. Dihedral 2 degrees 30 minutes, incidence 3 degrees at root, 0 degrees at tip. Leading edges of wing, tailplane, and fin anti-iced by engine bleed air. Flying controls. All control surfaces boosted by dual hydraulic units. Trim tabs on ailerons, both elevators and rudder. Elevator tabs have AC main supply and DC standby. Lockheed Fowler trailing edge flaps, provision for 2 removable afterbody ventral strakes. Structure, all metal 2-spar wing with integrally stiffened taper machine skin panels up to 14.63 meters or 48 foot long. Or feet long, I guess. Landing gear, hydraulically retractable tricycle type. Each main unit has 2 wheels in tandem, retracting into fairings built onto the sides of the fuselage. Nose unit has twin wheels and is steerable plus or minus 60 degrees. Oleal shock absorbers, main wheel tires, size 56 by 20-20, pressure 6.62 bars or 96 pounds per square inch. Nose wheel tires, size 39 by 13-16, pressure 4.14 bars or 60 pounds per square inch. Goodyear air-cooled multiple disc hydraulic brakes with anti-skid units. Retractable combination wheel skis available. Minimum ground turning radius C-130H 11.28 meters or 37 feet about nose wheel, and 25.91 meters or 85 feet about the wingtip. C-130H-30 14.33 meters or 47 feet about nose wheel, and 27.93 meters or 90 feet about wingtip. Power plant for 3,362 kilowatt or 4,508 shaft horsepower. Allison T56A15 turboprops, each driving a Hamilton Standard Type 54H60 4-blade constant speed fully feathering reversible pitch propeller. Fuel in 6 integral tanks in wings with total capacity of 26,344 liters or 6,960 US gallons or 5,795 imperial gallons, and 2 optional underwing pylon tanks, each with capacity of 5,146 liters or 1,360 US gallons or 1,132 imperial gallons. Total fuel capacity 36,636 liters or 9,680 US gallons or 8,060 imperial gallons. Single pressure refueling point in starboard wheel well. Overwing gravity fueling. Oil capacity 182 liters or 48 US gallons or 40 imperial gallons. Combination. Crew of 4 on flight deck comprising pilot, co-pilot, navigator, and systems manager. Fully performance qualified flight engineer on United States Air Force aircraft. Provision for 5th man to supervise loading. Sleeping bunks for relief crew and galley. Flight deck and main cabin pressurized and air conditioned. Standard complements for C-130H are as follows. 93, actually, they have, sorry to cut off like that, but they have a C-130, okay, this is basically, a lot of this is, the same as the C-130 Hercules, although I'll probably forget by then. But, sorry, I just had to see that. Provision for 5th man to supervise loading, sleeping bunks for relief crew and galley, flight deck and main cabin pressurized and air conditioned. Standard complements for C-130H are as follows: 92 troops, 64 paratroopers, 74 litter patients, plus 2 attendants. Corresponding data for C-130H-30 are 128 troops, 92 paratroopers, and 97 litter patients plus 4 attendants. Air transport and airdrop loads such as Sheridan Light Armored Vehicle, 19,051 kilograms or 42,000 pounds when rigged for airdrop, are common to both C-130H and C-130H-30. Like, what the hell? Why is my phone going off? Oh, it's not that phone. Where is my phone? I'm between phones right now, so I have two of them because I haven't transferred cellular service over to the other one yet. This one might be going off just because I happen to be near it. Yeah, because all these notifications are from, like, this morning. So I guess my phone decided, hey, there's noise. Person must be available. Start pinging all the notifications we've been holding because of battery or whatever. Anyways. Light and medium towed artillery weapons, or a variety of wheeled and tracked vehicles and multiple 463L supply pallets, 5 in the C-130H and 7 in the C-130H-30, plus 1 on rear ramp for each model, are transportable. C-130H-30 is only airlifter, which can airdrop entire field artillery section, ammo platform, weapon, prime mover, and 8 crew jumping over ramp in one pass. Hydraulically operated main loading door and ramp at rear of cabin, airdrop or paratroop door on each side after landing gear fairing, 2 emergency exit doors standard, 2 additional doors optional in the C-130H-30. Avionics. Standard fit specified by U.S. government comprises dual AN ARC-190 HF COM, dual AN ARC-186 VH COM, dual AN ARC-164 UHF COM, AN AIC-13 PA system, AN AIC-18 intercom, AN APX-100 IFF AIMS ATC transponder, dual AN ARN-118 UHF navigation, dual AN ARN 147 VHF nav, self-contained navigation system, SCNS, dual DF-206A ADF DF-301E UHF direction finder, emergency locator transmitter, ELT, AN/APN-218 Doppler nav, AN/APN-232 combined altitude radar aft, dual C-12 compass system, dual FD-109 flight director system, either capable of coupling with FD-109 autopilot, Sunstrand ground proximity warning system, Boltzmann altitude alerter, Westinghouse low power color radar, LPCR 130-1, replacing the Sperry radar from March of 1993, and APM-169C station keeping equipment, A100A cockpit voice recorder, flight data recorder, AN/AAR-47 missile warning system, provisions for AN/ALE-47 flare and chaff dispensing system, provisions for AN/ALQ-157 infrared countermeasure system, provisions for KY-58 secure voice, provisions for microwave landing system, Canadian Marconi CMSLA system ordered for C-130 fleet retrofit 1991, provisions for USTS SATCOM system. Sorry, I just gotta... Okay, so that's the program, so I assume Okay. So, yeah, as most of this is obviously applicable to the C-130H, the base version, because obviously the AC-130 isn't going to be carrying all this cargo or anything. Armament for the AC-130U consists of front to rear, General Electric GAU 12U 25mm 6-barrel Gatling gun with 3,000 rounds. Bofors 40mm gun and a 105mm gun base on U.S. Army howitzer. Addition of Rockwell Hellfire air-to-surface missiles under consideration 1992. Guns can be slaved to Hughes AN/APQ-180, a modified AN/APG-70 digital fire control radar, Texas Instruments AN/AAQ-117 FLIR, or GEC Marconi all-light level television, all TV, for night and adverse weather attack on ground targets. Sideways facing HUD for visual aiming. Attack method is to circle target at altitude, firing into apex of turn on ground. The guns can now be trained, relieving pilot of absolute precision flying. Flight path is also less predictable, can fire on 2 targets simultaneously. Contains higher countermeasures, total of 300 chaff bundles and 90 MJU-7 or 180 M206 flares, and 3 AN/ALE-40 launchers under fuselage. ITT Avionics ANALQ-172 jammer and base of fin, Laurel ALR 56M RWR, AAR-44IR Warner, QRC 84-2 IRCM, and APR-46 threat avoiding system. Other equipment includes combined INS and GPS, triple mil standard 1553B digital data buses, and Spectre ceramic armor protection. Dimensions: external, wingspan 40.41 meters or 132 feet 7 inches, wing chord at root 4.88 meters or 16 feet 0 inches, mean 4.16 meters or 13 feet 8.5 inches, wing aspect ratio 10.1, length overall, all except HC-130H and C-130H-30, 27.79 meters or 97 feet 9 inches, C-130H-30, 34.37 meters or 112 feet 9 inches. Height overall, 11.66 meters or 38 feet 3 inches. Tailplane span, 16.05 meters or 52 feet 8 inches. Propeller diameter, 4.11 meters or 13 feet 6 inches. Weights and loadings: operating weight empty, C-130H, 34,686 kilograms or 76,469 pounds. C-130H-30, 36,397 kilograms or 80,242 pounds. Max fuel weight internal 20,108 kilograms or 44,330 pounds. External 8,255 kilograms or 18,200 pounds. Max payload C-130H 19,356 kilograms or 42,673 pounds. C-130H-30 17,645 kilograms or 38,900 pounds. Wing loading at max normal takeoff weight 434.5 kilograms per meter squared or 89 pounds per square foot. Power loading at max normal takeoff 5.23 kilograms per kilowatt or 8.6 pounds per shaft horsepower. Performance: C-130H at max normal takeoff weight unless indicated otherwise, max cruising speed 325 knots or 602 kilometers per hour or 374 miles per hour. Economy cruising speed 300 knots or 556 kilometers per hour or 345 miles per hour. Stalling speed 100 knots or 185 kilometers per hour or 115 miles per hour. Max rate of climb at sea level 579 meters per minute or 1900 feet per minute. Service ceiling at 58,970 kilograms or 130,000 pounds AUW. 10,060 meters or 33,000 feet. Service ceiling OEI at 58,970 kilograms or 130,000 pounds AUW, 8,075 meters or 26,500 feet. Range with max fuel, including external tanks, 7,081 kilograms or 15,611 pounds payload. Reserves of 5% initial fuel plus 30 minutes at sea level, 4,250 nautical miles or 7,876 kilometers or 4,894 miles. Length 34.37 meters, height 11.66 meters, wingspan 40.41 meters, max takeoff weight 79,380 kilograms, max wing load 434.5 kilograms per meter squared, service ceiling 10,060 meters, takeoff run 1,091 meters, landing run 518 meters, max rate of climb 579 meters per minute. Here we can see 3D. We have the nice dark camouflage that normally gets applied to special operations aircraft of the U.S. Air Force, and we can see it generally looks very much like a regular C-130, except for the paint job, but we have the weapons here that we can see. So this actually looks a lot more heavily armed than the armament sheet would suggest, and I think is indeed a lot more heavily armed than most modern AC-130s are, at least. Because these two here, those might be 7.62 millimeter miniguns, but two of these for sure, and possibly all four, are going to be the 20 millimeter 6-barrel Gatling cannons that the game suggested. Although with how many of them there are, I feel like at least some of them have got to be 7.62. Here we can see there are two of the 40mm Bofors guns that they said the aircraft was armed with, and here is what most people care about, is the 105 howitzer that that you get that donk, donk, donk sound effect on. And then looks like those almost look like windows in the side or something, but I wonder if maybe those are for, and you got some stuff here too, so I have to wonder, let's see, they are all positioned aft of the propeller, so I wonder if those might be sort of, and you got something here too, so I have to wonder if those are basically either fume extractors or like a mechanism to dispose of the casings when you're firing lots of shells. I'm not quite sure what that is. These look like doors that can be, like, you can withdraw the weapon and slide a door over it. This kind of looks like a hatch, maybe. But we have a photo album. Ooh, and some of them are going to be in color, so there we go. There's a, that looks like a Vietnam era one. Here you can see one firing. Here you can see, yeah, you don't have all like those upper decker ones. You have the 120mm and then maybe 240s. And you don't, I don't even see the 105. Okay, so here are likely the 220mm. This looks like some sort of scope for target acquisition or something, or a sensor maybe. Gotta love that artwork there. Nitrogen. Oh, liquid nitrogen. Oh, that must be used for cooling something. Here you can see the 105. And this must be some sort of target acquisition sensor, maybe LLTV or IR or something, or EO. Here we can see the 40mm Bofors cannon. And here's, fittingly enough, a nice shot of the AC-130 silhouetted by the setting sun. We also have a parts list where you can see, okay, 25mm gun. Did they say 25 or 20mm? They did say 25mm. My bad. Okay, so here you can see, and this is a configuration it's supposed to be in game. I don't know why the model has all those extra guns slapped into it. But you can see there's a forward observer for directing fire, mission avionics up here, flight deck, got a radar, infrared sensor there. Oh yeah, all level light TV, so that's what that sensor was, although I thought it was backed by the 105. It might have moved it. There's a battle management center in the center of the aircraft. There's an aft observer, the 105mm, the 40mm, and then the 25mm gun there. And the cockpit, we can see, well, who knows if it's an AC-130 or C-130 cockpit. It's probably going to be the same either way, right? I mean, the pilots are still just driving an aircraft. It's not like the pilots control the flight systems. Interesting heads-up displays, so I think it. And we've got some videos, so strap in and enjoy yourselves.
Continuing the distinguished combat history of side-firing AC-130 gunships, the new AC-130U Spectre gunship is being fielded as a replacement for the AC-130A aircraft. The acquisition program for this new gunship evolved from a congressional mandate in the mid-1980s to revitalize the Special Operations Force's capabilities. Following the contract award to Rockwell in July 1987, the aircraft was first flown on December 20, 1990. After completing an exhaustive flight test program, the first AC-130U was delivered to Air Force Special Operations Command in July 1994. 13 aircraft are now assigned to AFSOC's 4th Special Operations Squadron, and initial operational capability was achieved in early 1996. Manned by a crew of 13 and powered by 4 Allison T-56A 15 turboprop engines, the AC-130U has a combat range of over 2,000 nautical miles, unrefueled. Armament includes one 25mm Gatling gun, one 40mm Bofors cannon, and one 105mm howitzer cannon. Internally, the all-weather AC-130U is the most complex aircraft weapon system in the world today. Features include sophisticated mission avionics, an advanced battle management center, infrared and electro-optical sensors, fire control radar, and vastly improved electronic countermeasures for enhanced survivability.
And we have a history video, so let's watch that.
The primary missions of the AC-130U Spectre are nighttime close air support for special operations and conventional ground forces, air interdiction, armed reconnaissance, air base, perimeter and point defense, land, water, and heliborne troop escort, drop, landing, and extraction zone support, forward air control, limited airborne command and control, and combat search and rescue support. Spectre has an impressive combat legacy. During Vietnam, gunships destroyed more than 10,000 trucks and were credited with many life-saving close air support missions. AC-130 suppressed enemy air defense systems and attacked ground forces during Operation Urgent Fury in Grenada. Gunships had a starring role during Operation Just Cause in Panama by destroying Panamanian Defense Force headquarters and by providing the only close air support platform in the combat theater. During Operation Desert Storm, Spectre defended air bases and flew close air support for ground troops. 130s were also utilized during Operations Continue Hope and United Shield in Somalia, and most recently, they played a pivotal role in support of the NATO mission in Bosnia, providing air interdiction against key targets around Sarajevo.
And they continue to be used for close air support, especially in low-intensity operations or coin operations, although obviously with the threat of a near-peer war coming back, they're kind of phasing out the guns in favor of just loading a ton of missiles on there, since the guns have a much shorter range than the missiles do for it. So, and I know, I think the Marine Corps was experimenting with some. Yeah, they've got something, not quite an AC-130, but it's basically a C-130 that you can just roll on a fuel tank, like a giant fuel tank or a couple of big fuel tanks, and turn it into a tanker. And, or you can just throw some missiles under the wing and turn it into a close air support aircraft as well. And that'll probably be the future, as I expect. As cool as the gunship is, I expect, attack helicopters can probably perform up close better against the near peer attack aircraft, or strike fighters are going to be more survivable. So that's probably the direction things are heading. But for now, we still get our cool AC-130s, which are recently, at least as of this video, Air Force AC-130s are getting a new 105 howitzer that's, is it the Dahlgren Naval Research Laboratory? But basically, surprisingly, they're still using howitzers from the 60s that have been out of production forever. So they're getting some help with the Navy with making some new ones that are going to be more accurate and just all around better. And on top of all that, will actually be able to be supported because they're in production. So yeah, it's got a bit of history left in it, but we're probably going to see the end of the era, this century for the AC-130. But with that being said, that concludes today's video. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there. We'll see you then.